Welcome to my recommendations app. This application is designed to share recommendations among a group of people. This is the main screen that you reach when you enter the application, and you are instructed to either sign up, log in, or continue. You can log in through Google. So you can do this in a number of ways. We can sign up right here, in which case you're asked to fill in your name, email, password, and then confirm that you have the same password. And these fields are required. So if you try to sign up without one of them, or if your passwords don't match, then you should be unable to sign up. So we'll try putting a name without an email. Your sign up was unsuccessful. Please re-enter your information. Try again. The same. We do. Once again, we're redirected. Finally, your passwords don't match. That will not allow you to do it either. Okay. Now that we've tested all of those validations, we can go ahead and create a new user, sign up. And when we get in, we're immediately directed to the listing of all of the recommendations that have been entered so far. And you can see the recommendations are sorted by category. And then it has the information about what is being recommended and by whom. So this is the listing of all of the recommendations that currently exist. And then you can go ahead and click on a specific recommendation to get a little bit more information. You can see the title here, as well as the description, the category, the author, and any comments that are associated with this recommendation, as well as a field where you can add in additional comments of your own that relate to this recommendation. First, we'll go back to the recommendations listing. You can see all of them here. There's a couple of different ways we can view this information. We can also view it up here on the header. There's a My Recommendations option where you can see which recommendations have been so far created by this user. Seeing as we just created the user, no recommendations exist here, but as we create them, we'll be able to come back here and see those. We can also view recommendations by categories if we're only interested in seeing recommendations within a certain category. So if we only wanted to see ones that related to restaurant, you could see those here, as well as whatever other category we would like to look at. Finally, we can create a new recommendation, and then put in whatever information we would like. Actually, first, let's try to create a new recommendation without supplying any information and see what validation errors that we will get. So, the recommendation failed to save. Please make sure that you complete all required fields and try again. There were 3 errors. Category must exist, title can't be blank, and category can't be blank. So essentially, the title is a required field, as is the category. The category we can either select by the options in the drop-down list, or we can create a new category right here. Additionally, so we'll go ahead and put Kenobi. We don't need to fill out the description, but we can say, and then don't have a category here for dog. So we can go ahead and type that in and submit. Okay, so now we see that the recommendation is titled, has a title, description, category, and who the author is, Jaspira. which is this current user. Now, if we go back to my recommendations, we'll see that I now have a recommendation listed here. So, additionally, we can go ahead and comment on various recommendations that others have provided. This sounds good. Submit it. So if you click the name, it'll direct you to those recommendations. Go back. And you can see that while the other comments don't have a delete button, this one does because it was actually created by us. So we are unable to delete comments that are not created by this user. However, we can go ahead and delete them. In the same way, we can go ahead and, this was my recommendation. I have the option to edit or delete the recommendation. We chose that, oh no, Kenobi's actually a person. We can submit it and change the category or any of the, change it back. Add additional information, or as I said before, you can delete it because it was something that was created by this user. However, if you look at any of the other recommendations, there's no button that will allow you to either edit or delete these recommendations because you were not the user that created them. Also, going to the recommendations list, if you're interested in only seeing stuff that was created recently, you are able to append the recommendations to view recommendations that were created. So it's currently set at the most recent day. So you can see that subset of recommendations. Additionally, we can't see my comments because let's go back and create another comment. We can look at the comments that a user has created as well. All right. So that is most of the functionality of the app. We'll go ahead and show some of the other login options, and log out options to view what else, other ways we can do it. So we can log in with Google. We'll direct you to choose the Google account that you're using to log in. And validates that you are who you are through Google's password validation. So had I not already been signed into that Google account, that screen would have required me to put in my username and password to get to here, to be appropriately logged in. So now we can look at recommendations created by this user. You can see that there are a bunch of different options, as well as any comments. Oh, this user hasn't created any comments yet. There's also, in addition, you can also view comments that were created recently by a particular user. Sorry about that. That wasn't actually the functionality. Actually relates to categories. and you can see, if you go to a specific category, you can then see if any of the posts were recent. All right, I'm thinking that is about it. Once you log out, you can also log in. Give me a moment to try to remember what a user and password was. All right. Okay. So once you've created your account, you are also just able to use your username and password, or I'm sorry, your email address and password to log in as well. And then once again, you'll see different recommendations, your personal recommendations. You can also go and look at recommendations by particular users. If you're familiar with someone who you have similar tastes, you can view what things that they have recommended so far. That is about all of the functionality. Hopefully that gives enough information and lets you know how you can navigate this program. All right, thanks.